Did you start that?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
All right, we're good. So, everyone, I'm sitting down with Mr. Jeremy Brown here, and we're going to ask some questions, have some fun, maybe get to know you a little bit. Who knows, maybe learn something. We never know, but I'm Thaddeus Skeet of the Zeal Center, and that's where we're at right now. You call this room, this is one of your distinct rooms, you have a name for it?
Yeah, it's Thrones Production Studio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of your 3 or 4 rooms, whatever you got here.
Yeah, we have 3 now, so we'll talk about the story of that, but we started with 1 and now we have 3.
Absolutely. So we're on the north wing over here of Zeal. We're going to just sit down and ask questions. So what is Throne? What's like the core, the emphasis, the value statement of Throne?
Yes, thanks for asking. So what we do at Throne essentially is we help somebody find their voice or find their story and then give them a tangible way to execute on that, which is through a book. So like, for example, 2 different kind of clients we work with. One is an entrepreneur who wants to tell their story, use their story to sell and promote their business. So we make it easy for them. We interview them and turn it into a book. Or what I'm really excited about is what we call legacy books, where the matriarch or patriarch of the family, like you send in grandma and grandpa, we interview them about their life and then turn it into a book for their family. Love that. So it's about finding your voice, finding your story, and then giving them a tangible tool to execute on it, which is, for us, a book.
Yeah. So it's pretty much from start to finished product.
Yep.
From idea, get the story out, and get it in place, get it in a summary, you do a lot of outlines. Yeah.
So like we say, brain to book. An idea in their brain to an outline to helping them get it written to printing, marketing, publishing, everything from brain to book.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome to see
Thanks,
you guys navigate those and finish them out and do the book publishings and the launch parties and stuff. I also love it that you're not, book publishing can kind of feels like a thing up in the clouds. You got Godin, you got Ramsey, you got Maxwell, all these. They're pushing out, it seems like 1 million books. I don't know, they have 8 each release a couple of years.
And they all say the same thing.
But you make it where CEO of this company can make a book. Your head of the family can make a book. Like anyone can make a book and they don't have to make 1 million copies. They can make whatever copies they want to print. So I think like that's just super awesome where you make it where anyone can do it and get something in printing, in writing, and memorialize it.
Yeah, thank you. And it's, we have some authors who will print, 2,000 copies, 5,000 copies, 5,000 copies. We had a guy who's printing 25 for his family, and he's getting we're making for him these chests. So for each one of his kids, he has 6 kids, we're going to put the book in a chest and help him present it to him.
So it'll be like a keepsake forever, like a
ornamental. And he went through each one of his 6 kids and spoke words over them that we put in the book. So like, here's what I see is unique about this kid. Here's what I remember about them. Here's what I hope for them. Just awesome.
Yeah.
So from that extreme to another. So yeah.
That's truly like a value add for, legacy, like you name it.
Right.
Bingo with the naming there.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it.
Thanks, man.
So, and then you've worked with you've helped produce over 300 books, 350 or?
Yep. So I think, so we're talking about like starting up too. So I've done a little over 300 books. I've worked with over 1,000 authors at least, and that's just a guess, but I would have to say I don't know. But we were talking like people come out here for starting up or scaling up. And when I first started this business 6 or 7 years ago or whatever, I talked about how I looked at my database because I was just talking to a guy in Orlando, Florida, struggling to start his business up, and I was like, dude, I called 3,000 people in my first 6 months, and I only got about 12 clients. And I called each one of those 3,000 people at least one time. All of them, probably twice. Some people we would be hunting down for 3 years before we get a deal with.
I don't think I've made 3,000 phone calls in my life.
But it was like
you did it in 2 years or a year.
Well, and when we go into entrepreneurship and what it takes, sometimes like for those 6 months, I understood where I was. This is the stage I'm in, and I need to be like 8 a.m. and I figured I could go till 7 p.m. because I could call West Coast, and that's when stage of my life. I had a son, but I didn't have him full time, so I could just grind all day and night. So, taking advantage of that stage that a lot of people find themselves in and having a place like Zeal to come out to. So, yes.
That's relentless. That's just nose to the grindstone, relentless. Yeah.
I could never do it again, but I'm glad I did it then.
Yeah, so you've moved past some of those development areas. Yeah.
Right.
Which is terrific, yeah. So you have an amazing team at Throne. And it's a small team, but it's an amazing team.
Yeah.
Amy, your wife, Brooke, you've just hired a new person, so you're growing to Noah. You have Caitlin that comes in. But everyone's always positive, happy. you can tell when they're in their office too, like they are at it, like they are dedicated, in tune. So like maybe tell me a little bit on like your core team and what you guys stand for, how you guys stay united and after the cause.
Yeah, I love this conversation. So I call it so there's culture is like a really, you hear it all the time, right? Yep. So what even is culture? So I've done a lot of look at like what is that word mean? And I say, instead of using culture, I say group identity. Okay. Who are we as a group in these various circumstances? For example, we all take on certain kind of roles. Yeah. Automatically. I take on different identities and roles throughout the day.
Your responsibilities and your delegation. Yeah.
Exactly. If I go to Hy-Vee and you're the customer and I'm the sales clerk, there's an automatic identity for that period of time. So who are we in as a group identity? Who are we as Throne Publishing with an author, with a new customer, with a janitor, what is our group identity? We've really carved that out well. And I think it was natural because we were just living it out. And then we started to reflect and say, let's get this in writing. Let's narrow this down. Sweet, yeah. So we've got on our website, we call them guiding convictions. And we change it from guiding principles to guiding convictions because principles are
set in stone where you can adjust and make them their own. Yeah.
Well, even think about this too. Like principles are are important to you, or values are what's important to you. Convictions are what you'd sacrifice for.
Awesome.
These are the things we would, as a company, would sacrifice for because they mean that much to us. Like one of them is experience-based content. If they don't have the experience, we're not going to put it in a book. Like a guy I was talking to in Florida, I'm like, dude, you should not be publishing a book right now. He was ready to do a deal.
Try and put one together.
Yeah, there's a transaction for us. That's a good day, any day. But dude, that's not what we're about. And I would sacrifice doing this deal with you and this cash flow and this money because it's not who we are. So I think it starts with the owners of the company. You got to know who you are as a human being. Right. Who am I as a man? Who am I as a husband? Who am I as a business owner? And what's this legacy I want to leave? Because it absolutely matters each day. And I truly believe that 100%. And when I'm in the interview process, everything like that, if I see even a little bit of like, I don't really quite know about this of your convictions, like it's just not going to work because we're hardcore about it. Yeah. And we've been fortunate to find good people who they just totally buy into what we're doing. Yeah. And then I try to give them as much as I can, and I'm always going to be working on this, give them their role and their responsibility and what they own. Like this is your piece of this little pie.
Do the best you can, yeah.
And just roll with it.
Yeah.
You have the autonomy to make decisions. You can do what you want, switch things up. We'll just go over it. Yep. And we got to train you enough to the point where we have that confidence. But so I think we have staff at like 6. We're trying to hire 2 more right now. And we have a small army of right around 30 or so contractors. Oh, okay. So it's bigger than, what meets the eye is a little bit bigger, which requires a little bit more management and everything. Yeah. But so we've got a small little army of a publishing team from designers, editors, proofers, printers, ebook layout, all that kind of stuff that it takes to go from brain to book. It's huge. Our team is absolutely awesome. I'm honored to be able to work with them. I'm excited for more to come. And, I just feel super, super, super blessed that the right people keep showing up at the right time.
Yeah. You can tell that your team is into it. Like they are dedicated and after the cause. So it's terrific to see. And especially when you can, it spreads, the energy spreads and you can feel it. So we talked a little bit about the Zeal Center. You want to talk about like a little more on some of the setup and how you like really utilize Zeal? Because you guys do it phenomenally well. A lot of activity, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of moving parts.
Well, that's a huge value add for this place so we've expanded 3 times since we moved out here. Yeah. But I'm adding up in my head, we have 3 different suites right now, and we need like 3 separate suites. We didn't know that though. Like here, so it gives us room to experiment with things. Yeah. So I don't go out and invest in office space and then find out afterwards when I'm in a 2-year lease or whatever that I don't really need this or we do need this. Because we've had an office space across the building, right in one of these conference rooms. So we use the conference rooms, we use the meeting rooms, we use the community space to do live events. Yep. We have this room that's a dedicated studio. We have a room right over here on this wall that's just for our one-on-one interview days and workshop days. Yeah. And we got a big ops room. This is where all the operations happen. And it was so well of how it worked out because we have them all on one side of the building. So we're right over here. I don't have to walk across the building anymore. And it really meets our needs. So, but all these expansions happened with, hey, Ryan, that room's open, can I take that room?
Notice,
Sure, it would cost us much. Okay, fine, done. I moved in like the next day. Yeah. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So
And to help paint the picture there, we're in the studio room right now. Next door is the production room where staff, they're designing, they're writing.
all operations.
And then the other one is kind of more dressed up. There's a backdrop here, but you got that one where that's where you bring your authors and you make them feel like super comfortable. And
yeah, fireside chat, fireplace, you know.
And then you also branch out over here, in the shared space, and you have book launches, book signings.
Yeah.
Those kind of other speaking engagement things. You do webinars in here. So,
Yep.
Yeah,
Webinars, podcasts, videos. So it's great space to be able to just utilize. And I think when as I'm looking at, we're going to be out of here in 2 years, I'm looking at what are we going to do, where we're going to go. We're going to need like 2,000 square feet to do the same stuff we do here with, I think we have like 1,000, 1,200 square feet, something like that.
Yeah, we'll have to find you something unique when we give you the boot out of the nest of
when you kick me out.
Yeah.
I'm going to milk it every day though.
Sweet, man. So, yeah, I love your business. I think, man, you have a lot of drive and passion and energy. You deliver such an awesome product and such a service to people that it's really cool when the authors come into, and it's kind of like
it's an experience.
I relate to sports and stuff. Like, this is the big show. You know?
Yeah.
This is the prime time. The authors are in. You bring them in. You guys have an awesome lunch, and you give them like little goodies. So
yeah, we make it an experience. Like we got somebody coming in tomorrow all day, food, snacks, right down to the silverware we use. Somebody's flying in from LA on Friday, so we've had a lot of people now who are flying in to come here. So we just want to make it awesome for them, and they love coming here because it's a perfect vibe of we have the fireside chat room, and then it's very entrepreneurial.
yeah,
So it's
cool, yeah.
best of both worlds that way.
Yeah, it's
So
really
it works
awesome.
great.
It's a big old production, but also that little small niche thing. So that's Jeremy Brown right here. I'm Thad of Zeal. How can we follow you? Because I know you're doing a lot of stuff publicly. You speak about leadership and your staff building.
Yeah, I mean the easiest way probably just find us on Facebook, and we're at Throne Publishing on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, all that kind of stuff. But I'd say start with Facebook. Just go there, find us there.
Website's thronepg.com.
ThronePG.com. You got it.
ThronePG.com. Super. If you ever need to reach out to Jeremy too, he's right there on the website. Email away. So. We'll try and do more of these. These are fun, sitting down, speaking to entrepreneurs, get some
it's good
brain
stuff.
waves out. Yeah, I enjoy it. So we'll look to do more.
You guys do great.
Super.
Awesome.
We'll do this again sometime.
Perfect.
Awesome. Thanks, Jeremy.
Good times.